All right, so here we go. This is going to be my in-class assignment reviewing the Richard Heipp Museum, I guess, exhibit downstairs. It's not 2 minutes, so sorry about that. I had it at 8, so I did what I could. I liked this title, though, Double Vision 3. I think it's interesting, double and 3. I don't know if he's Richard Heipp third, or if this is the third exhibit he's done entitled that, or if it was just a play on words, but I thought it was interesting. Made me stop, kind of wonder what this was going to be about. Immediately you get these eyes. I looked up from my phone right about that same time too, and just kind of impressive the scale of it against you. Kind of going through these different ones. I always wonder the order I should be looking at them. Some of them are much higher. I always assume artists have that planned out in some way, but perhaps it's also about the space. I kind of caught that picture in the background. This is a moment where I kind of want to go to the other one because it's big and shiny and glowing. I love the geometry though. There's a lot of shapes we notice throughout this. Kind of made me want to just go back and forth between the patterns of, wait, is that Elvis or I don't know, one of the famous people, and there's repeated pictures and it's upside down against, I think that's the same person there, but I'm not sure. Perhaps a self-portrait. It seems like a drawing, operational manual type kind of thing, something you see in a science book. This is probably my favorite thing that I saw, honestly, overall. It just felt very raw, very natural. I love the ripped aspect of it. Yeah, I just love that. I felt like it's probably the most natural, raw thing that I saw. Going along, there's a ton of different medical references, all these symbols and whatnot. I'm sure there's definitely metaphors there, some specific meaning behind that. I'm assuming it's maybe related to science, or it kind of made me think of those shapes you would use to graph out a sphere, maybe in a different time period. This is where it really helps listening with the artist. I really love this piece though. It immediately made me think of a snake. I thought it was maybe an outline of a snake shedding skin because of her jacket behind. I think that's just really clever the way that's done. It's obviously a man bending over, red against that black and white. It's even like a glowing, kind of like an X-ray black and white, more than just, it's like doctors peering over this man. He has no control. The house, I didn't even see the house right away. There's a flower, and I couldn't figure out, like, where did the flower come from? Is that on her, or is that, I don't know. I could have stared at this piece for a really long time. I felt interesting point of view. Cool technique down here too. I didn't exactly understand. This was a moment where I was like, maybe it's not planned out specifically, but it was cool technique with the coloring as the use of shading. Again, you see that, that little thing in the middle. It's like what they used to use. What do they call these little half rulers or whatnot? And science and geometry, and very similar to this. You see a lot of that scientific element here. So I'm curious to do more research. You get a little bit of culture there, some Japanese throwback as we're going along. It took me forever to figure out this green thing. Obviously the top is almost like a baby, but without any legs. So then mannequin, leg, arm, okay, and then I turned it, and it just made me think of The Fugitive. Even, that guy doesn't believe him because it was a man with a prosthetic arm. Almost moved on from this right away too. The grid, I hated the lines. I don't know. I get it, trapped, whatever, I don't know. Cool technique with the objects though. I loved how they just stood out and they felt closer to you and farther away from him. I don't know. I hated that one. That's a moment like he took an interesting picture, and I'm sure it means something. Maybe there was technique, but I just don't get it. The wall was interesting too. It was very much like a journal in a scientist's book, trying to figure out and lay out his hypothesis. Then you get to the end of the wall, and there should be more here, but it's already 4 minutes, so you're welcome. Thank you guys for listening, and, thank you, Billy, I suppose, and hopefully you enjoyed the exhibit too.